Hey, welcome back to another video. For the next video, we're reacting to let's just show you real quick. Presidential pets as a brief history. Again, from Sam O'Neill, right? Am I pronouncing that right? I think it's called Sam. And I'm gonna say this: I like animals, and I wanna try and this looks interesting, and say might as well react to it. So we will. We will. Salmonella Academico.
Hey adults, so most of us are aware of at least one animal companion to the commander-in-chief. All but 3 presidents have owned some kind of pet during their term, and there's good reason for that.
Wait,
Not only
Trump
does a
has one?
lovable mutt serve to humanize an otherwise larger-than-life figure, but their cute antics can also be a great distraction when needed. Huh? Drone strikes? Never heard of her. Hey, we're doing a photo op with this dog that shares a name with my vice president's son, cause you know, that's not weird at all. But as it turns out, dogs and cats are just the tip of the iceberg. There have been
I mean,
other
yeah.
quadrupedal occupants of the White
I think.
House, even without Miss Lewinsky. So today we'll be going through just a
Wait,
few of the more interesting ones.
wait. Before I think one of them had a pet pig, right? If I'm not mistaken, one of them has a pet pig, a pet chimp or a monkey, parrot, and probably even an elephant. I don't know if this is true or it's from a movie that I watched.
Going back to the beginning, Washington had critters galore, including 4 black and tan slur hounds
Wow.
that he named Drunkard, Taster, Tippler, and Tipsy.
No, no. There's no way that's the actual name, right?
They sound like if Santa's reindeer were all alcoholics, which would be a shame because
Yeah.
Santa's red nose would no longer be of note. John Adams had 3 dogs that presumably spanned the alignment chart, being
Okay.
named Bruno, Mark, and Satan respectively. Not
Huh. I mean, there's just Mark. Mark's just there. I mean, again, there's Juno, Mark, and Satan. Huh.
a joke. Jefferson kept around 40 sheep during his presidency.
Oh, it was a sheep. I was also thinking sheep. Did I say the sheep part? Because I was also thinking sheep.
Of which was a 4-horned Shetland ram. Though nameless, said ram soon
Wait, there's
became
a
famous
fourth
for
horn?
killing a young boy on White House
Oh.
grounds. Rather than
Oh.
immediately destroying the animal as we'd expect today,
Oh.
Jefferson just had it moved back to Monticello. It was eventually put down, but only after it single-handedly killed several other rams in the
Oh.
state, which just goes to show
That should be the Satan. Not the dog one, but that one.
how Jefferson operated. Random child, not the best optics, but that can be forgiven. But my own property, that's a bridge too far to go. John Quincy Adams' wife Louisa practiced sericulture, which is a fun word for silkworm keeping.
Oh, silkworm.
Sericulture's been going on since at least 3630 BC, which is kinda nutty,
I mean, that's basically where you get cloth, though, right?
that means we domesticated worms to turn their goo into clothes before we figured out how to ride a horse.
I mean, yeah.
Had an African gray parrot.
Oh, see, I told you there's a parrot. I told you there's a parrot.
Paul, short for Polly, that would apparently curse like a sailor, probably thanks to the teachings
Yeah.
of himself. Having
A parrot. That's a parrot bird.
outlived its owner, Paul ended up being removed from Jackson's field.
I actually know this one. I know. I know this story how that bird actually outlived the owner. Yeah.
After unleashing so
Kinda
much
amazing
insanity
though.
that guests found it genuinely upsetting. He also kept roosters for cockfighting, which was acceptable
Bro.
at the time and still far from the worst thing he's done morally. During Van
Oh.
Buren's term, the Sultan
I mean,
of
that's not that
Oman
bad.
sent a variety of gifts to the president, among them being a
Oh,
parrot.
tigers.
He was like, "This is badass," and desperately wanted to keep them in the White House. But the dickheads in Congress asserted that, due to a specific constitutional provision,
Okay.
inside the presidential office weren't for the man himself, but for the people. Van Buren said, "Fuck the people, them's my tigers," and got into a legal battle with the legislator over the issue, which he eventually lost. The tigers were subsequently sent to the
Man.
zoo, and over 20 years later, Van Buren died of pneumonia, completely unrelated to this incident. Although Andrew Johnson
Man.
wasn't du jour pets, he did befriend a family of mice he found in
Oh.
his bedroom, feeding them flour and grain and referring to them as the little fellows. It's an oddly wholesome
You mean the Three Musketeers at this point, right?
Something to hear from someone who essentially set the trajectory for the next 100 years of black disenfranchisement. Mr. Johnson, you
Oh.
still have a country to rebuild? Get out of my room, I'm getting rat-pilled. Taft had 2 daughters during
Yo.
his term. The first of them was named Mooly Wooly, and
Oh,
she died a
see?
year and a
A
half soon
cow.
after, quote, eating too many oats. Mooly was promptly
See? I was not wrong. It was a cow.
replaced by the far more dignified Pauline Wayne. She
Yeah,
was a real
so it
dime
is a
bag, which
cow.
led Taft to show her off at the International
Ah.
Dairymen's Expo in Milwaukee. In order to get her there, she was transported in a private
So
car
I'm
attached
quite
to a train headed for the
okay
stockyards in Chicago.
to write
She had truly
most
mixed up
parts.
which car was hers, leading to 2 days of frantic telegraphs asking where the president's cow had gone. She only narrowly avoided the slaughterhouse when
Yo.
a couple of attendants at the stockyard recognized Pauline for what she was, and all was well. This next one requires a little background info. So the traditional Thanksgiving dinner was and remains a significant yearly ceremony for the first family.
Yeah?
For half a century, from 1873 to 1913,
Let me guess. One of them have a pet turkey.
the duty of providing the presidential turkey belonged to one Horace Vose, a private turkey farmer based in Rhode Island. After his death, though, things turned into a free-for-all, with numerous farmers sending unsolicited turkeys, both alive and dead, in an attempt to secure a position as the next annual caterer for the White House. Nobody was decided on for a decade, and upon assuming office in 1923, Calvin Coolidge found the volume of birds showing up at his doorstep alarming, and put an
Oh.
end to the tradition that year, instead opting to buy his own turkey. But in 1925, after much outside pressure, he caved and was immediately flooded with not only turkey, but a variety of increasingly exotic animals to eat. Among
Huh?
them was a live raccoon he received
Huh?
the following year. Coolidge was, at the time, blissfully unaware of the intricate dance performed on the palate between
Huh?
yet ephemeral gaminess and heady, seductive musk when one submits himself to the experience of a twisted
Zebra.
raccoon fillet, and as such, he decided to keep it as a pet instead. Dubbed Rebecca, the creature soon came to be a core
Huh.
member of the Coolidge family. She ate
I want the pet raccoon. I want to have a body
as
raccoon.
well as any of them, being fed things like shrimp and persimmons, and she was
Wow.
particularly fond of eggs. Given free reign over the house, Rebecca's hobbies reportedly included unscrewing light bulbs, uprooting houseplants, and playing with wet bars of soap in the bathtub. She was so
Wow.
beloved that she even had her own treehouse built for her in the White House yard. When the Coolidges made way for the Hoovers, Rebecca was forced to vacate her post, but the new first family soon found that they had some
Possum.
water on their hands. The new tenant of Rebecca's treehouse was a wild opossum who, rather than being evicted, was adopted by the Hoovers in a similar fashion to Rebecca,
Wow.
albeit from a farther distance, mostly just saying, yeah, that's ours now. He was given the name Billy Possum, which is a reference to our old friend Taft. See, as the man following Teddy Roosevelt in the White House, Taft had some big shoes to fill. So during his term, some enterprising young dumbasses approached Taft with what they claimed would be the sequel to the teddy bear. They called it Billy Possum, which is itself a reference to the president's fondness of possum and taters, a dish he famously requested at a banquet in Atlanta.
That's actually real? Does some people actually eat possums?
As an act of goodwill towards the South and its culture. Taft found the idea amusing enough that he
Ah.
gave the green light, and many thousands of Billy Possums were produced. Given their total obscurity today, it's clear these toys were a massive flop, and there's a few reasons for that. For one, trying to force fads at all is like trying to push water uphill, but also, the story of Roosevelt refusing to shoot a tied-up bear has a bit more symbolic poetry to it than, it's a possum cause he like possum, he a fat boy, eat him up good. Couple that with the constant character assassination that the opossum as an animal has received from ignorant urbanites, and it becomes obvious that this was a
Yeah.
start. But anyway, that's where the Hoover opossum got his name, and his exploits were pretty limited outside of temporarily filling in as a mascot of a local high school. In 1961, Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev gifted a dog to the Kennedys named
Okay.
Pushinka, or Fluffy, and while it is normally rude to leave
Wait.
a gift dog
Wait. What the? Did I just realize that there's like actual real life pictures plastered on the walls?
in the mouth, an exception can be made when the single biggest threat to the free world insists that said dog should live with the president. Pushinka was x-rayed, put through metal detectors, and given ultrasounds out of fear that
Yeah.
someone implanted her with a listening device. Fortunately, though there may be bugs in some of you mugs, there ain't no bugs in she, and Pushinka remained a Kennedy for the rest of her days. While truthfully, the gift was likely given as a simple act of good faith designed to reduce Cold War tensions, Pushinka was also the daughter of Strelka, who, during Sputnik 5, became the first mammal to make it back from space alive.
What?
I like to
Wait.
think of it
Really?
as more of a passive-aggressive space race flex. Like, yeah, our astronanimals are so alive
Wow.
they're making babies even. Hope looking at this one constantly reminds you of where you stand. With that, I hope you found this highlight reel enlightening. It feels good to know that while Congress has always been a zoo, so too has the White House at times. That's all for today. Till
That's actually really interesting. Really interesting. And also, if you want to watch this without my interruption or my commentary or my reaction, it's gonna be down in the description down below or in the pinned comments. Yeah. So just check it out and check the original and support the actual original owner of this. So yeah, see you to the next reaction or next video I'm gonna upload. See ya. Bye. See you to the next video. I hope I don't lag out again, and I hope it's videoing my voice.